You are now entering the world of Musings of a Geek podcast network. Stay geeky, my friends.
Is it okay?
Checkity check. Test.
Suck.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Yeah, we can address you anywhere.
I mean, how much money you got? We'll talk about it.
I got a family and kids. Fuck that. I can't afford strippers no more.
Lube up, listen up,
and
bring on
the antibiotics.
It's time
for
Wait. What the fuck's the name of that show again?
How to swallow?
What the
Swallow.
What the hell does that even mean?
How do you feel about anal?
the program you are about to hear is long, thick, and hard to swallow. Consider yourself warned.
Holy shit.
Now, your host, J. Motherfucking Bidwell.
Thanks, Rufus. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hard to Swallow. I am Jay Bidwell, today sitting here with Mad Pappi. What's up, bitch fist?
See?
Not like anybody gives a shit anyway. And a first-time guest, John Means. Did you want them to know your last name? Because
I'm not in the witness protection program anymore. I dropped out 4 years ago.
Fuck, dude, I'm wanted. I can't do this shit.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Not much.
Are you freaked out yet?
Not at all, no.
Round one, you're like,
Hey,
dude,
man,
give him a minute.
I DJ'd in a Spanish area in New Mexico where, hey, man, play the Chevy to the Levee at 10 at night. If you didn't, they drive by and shoot up your station. So, yeah, no. You guys are...
That's how you know you did good, though.
You guys are vaginas compared to them.
You're not going to make any headlines until someone dies.
That's true.
Hey, what the fuck? Later on in the show, we're going to be hearing an interview with filmmaker Andrew P. Jones about his new film, Haunting of Cell Block 11. Make sure you check it out on demand now. And don't forget, if you decide you want to become a part of this fucking train wreck, give us a call at 651. What is it? Mad Pappi?
See? What? What are you
Mad
talking about?
651 321 twat. Could you think of a better number for this show, John?
That's a great number. That's
Call
my
us-
ex-wife's number.
Ooh.
No, it's cunt, not twat. I'm sorry.
She's like, who the fuck is this Jay guy who keeps answering all my phone calls? I don't even have a receptionist.
No, see if you can get the license plate to match.
Call us on air to chat live or leave us a voicemail, and I'll be sure to play it on future episodes.
Yeah,
They call me at like 3 in the morning. I'm just like, talk dirty to me.
Really? Did you say, Mom, quit calling?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I'd love for her to call me sometime.
Those are some awkward calls to begin with.
So did you guys learn anything new and exciting this week? Anything going on in your world that we should know about?
Well, I found this fucked up show, and you know, like I
So,
said,
yeah, you found a Craigslist ad, and I was like, I'm in desperate need of co-hosts and guests, because I have a very large group of friends who are very unreliable, and they...
Wow. But
I was
think
on
about the
there-
whole birds of a flock and all that shit.
yeah, I was on there looking for men seeking men, though.
Yeah, I know you were.
You know, yeah.
I put on there, I need a dominant top. I'm really sick of having to be the top. And you know what? Here John is. Rocking on low.
Hello. Well, that's not top. Dominant's not hello. That's kind of a bottom, isn't it? Or if you could bottom yourself and top yourself, how cool would that fucking be?
Do it, stupid. Do it harder.
Little tranny action?
That's not. Isn't that a hermaphrodite?
You would know better than me, sir. You're the one cruising Craigslist.
Whoa! Yeah, you got me there.
Educate me?
Yeah, but didn't we meet at the rest stop? Isn't that where you asked me to be on the show?
I mean,
Off
you're right.
I-96.
I didn't recognize you because there was just a hole in the wall.
That's
basically.
right. Glory.
A
Glory
hole.
hole, yeah.
Yeah. Gloria.
G-L-O-R-I.
So what made you want to come do this?
Well, you know, I suck at everything else in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and sitting in a guy's living room with a bunch of really cool shit on the wall made me want to be a better person. So I said, fuck yeah, let's do this.
I'm sure that
What-
pays off.
What did you think when you heard the show?
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah?
It was.
Did you like
it was
the
funny.
format?
Well, yeah, because it's like vulgar and obscene, and you know, I'm living here in God's country where Christian Reform, you're white and uptight, and usually when I do stand up, I get not booed but hissed because I say dirty things about people's wives and kids and religion.
So your stand-up act is pretty blue.
I'd say it's pretty pink.
Ooh, kinky. As long as it's that good.
I'm banned from a couple places from open mic nights because of things I've said. So
They can ban you because of your act.
well, they let these shitty college girls in there. Excuse me, girls, I love you. They let these shitty college girls in there play a song for their boyfriend where they strum a chord with every fucking word, like my boyfriend Bob, and it's like ding ding ding, and then I get up and say they suck, and then I'm the dick. But they did suck. No one, everybody's like, God bless you.
What are you gonna do?
So, who would you say you model your style after, comedy-wise?
Well, being old as I am, in the 80s we all
He's
nicked
like, Don Rickles.
Don Rickles. No, Henny Youngman. No, they. Paul Lynn. No, being old as I am, older than you youngsters. In the 80s we all stole from each other. But I've tried to work up routines, and it sounds like Andrew Dice Clay as Mr. T, so it doesn't work out too well. And then you do a thing.
Pity the fool!
Hey, let's go.
Hickory dickory duck,
Yeah.
Hickory dickory. Oh, a pity fool.
There you go.
Making a comeback there for a while, though. I started seeing Dice Clay
Entourage and stuff, right? And he's in that movie. Yeah.
I've seen him on all those shows.
He lost his hair. My hair. All his hair's gone.
Yeah.
Funny fucking guy, though. Really.
The only thing I learned this week is that if you pretend to eat your wall long enough, your dog will eventually taste it himself.
What the hell?
I'm not sure who wins in this scenario, but it was hilarious. I'm like, hey, because every time
You just punked your dog. you punked your dog. That's what the fuck you did.
you should have seen how reluctant he was, though. He's like,
Are you sure about this?
Are you sure we're supposed to be eating that? Slowly moves his head over.
He's
and
like,
licks.
okay, you haven't been wrong before.
Then he kind of looked at me like, that's not as good as what you usually eat. That's
Or doesn't he usually eat peanut butter off your
yeah. He prefers chunky.
chunky, huh?
Skippy. Chunky Skippy.
That's funny.
All right, so did you want to bring up something exciting over there that you have going on?
Let's bring this down a few notches, because I wasn't even ready for that thing. So
It's all about spontaneity, bitch.
yeah, it's spontaneity, all right. It's upcoming 20th of July. We're having a little fundraiser over in the Allendale Meadows at the clubhouse for a young lady who has a really serious problem. She has an enlarged heart, and we're trying to do a little something to help out the family. We're gonna have a nice menu going, and have a roast pork and some rice, some Thai rice going, and we're gonna get some food together, do kind of a little potluck thing, try to get some people to come out and help support her family. They're all going through a tough time, and she's she's hanging in there, and she's up for a heart transplant. She's only 16 years old, and she's going through all this stuff. So, when I got the call saying, "Hey, can you guys help?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, we're in there. We're gonna roll with this. We're gonna do this big. We're not gonna do no spaghetti dinner. We're gonna cook this up. We're gonna get some food going. So if you're not doing anything next Sunday the 20th, come on down by Allendale Meadows, the good old trailer park. Don't be afraid. Everybody's welcome. And we're gonna stuff your faces and get some money raised for this young lady and her family.
You're gonna fucking eat on Sunday anyway. You might as well let the money go to a good cause, right?
You got nothing to do after church. Save your appetite. Come down, get some roast pork, hang out, donate some money.
Hey, I got nothing to do during church, so
Yeah, see, so you can dream about the pork later on.
I actually schedule sins during church hours. That's my goal.
And we got our buddy Anawa doing the Thai fried rice.
Oh, he does make. He do be Asian, so
It do be good though.
Thailander man. He can make some good. He used to make the egg rolls and shit. He brought the egg rolls to my father's benefit. Oh, that's so fucking
They're good.
Pot
The man can cook. I'm handling the pork. We're doing the yellow rice too. For those who don't want to do the veggie rice.
Now you're gonna cook the pork in the ground like a Samoan, or are you gonna
Yeah,
cook
but
it
they don't
above?
let us do that here.
No,
Nah, we're gonna do a long roast though. I'm thinking of doing a.
You just dig up the pool at the trailer
Just
park.
doing a mojo pork, maybe 4 or 5 hours in the oven. Nice shredder up. It'd be nice. A pork shoulder. We're gonna do some nice things over there. Just trying to raise some money for this young lady's family because this came as a shock to everybody. She was fine one day, next day,
wow,
life hit her full force.
Yeah, 16. Like you don't expect heart issues at 16.
Seriously, yeah.
No, guys my age get heart issues.
Yeah.
Me tomorrow, you'd be like, yeah, that fat bastard. Sure, yeah, I see that. coming.
Fat fucks like us. We're like, of course. That's exactly.
This young lady's got enough going on in her family without anything we can do to help to alleviate all that nightmare they're going through.
So you're
more
serving
than happy to do it.
Pork, so that means no JOOs will be there.
Wow.
Oops, sorry.
Ouch.
What is it? Does it have to be blessed? Is that what it is, or they just can't eat pork at all?
No pork.
Jews can't eat pork. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Nor Muslims.
But But the rice is vegetarian, so it'll be all right. It'll be spicy.
So
nice
guys will walk up, Assalamu alaikum,
We'll have a little
alaikum
dessert.
salam.
You have some of the rice, a nice big bowl of rice there. Get yourself some dessert.
So tell you what, if you want a Jew and Muslim free Sunday, come on down to the Allendale Trailer Park. Get yourself some pig.
You could lie and tell
The
them the shit.
notorious P.I.G.
Literally, I was walking through the supermarket the other day, and I couldn't tell the difference. I had to read
Which
the
way,
little,
what, a
the
Jew or a
little tag.
Muslim? Oh.
I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that one's... Oh, okay.
I thought you were saying you couldn't tell the difference between a Jew and a Muslim.
Sometimes...
Technically, go to the Middle East. You can't.
Not really. Yeah, I tell people, oh, Jesus, he's blonde hair, blue-eyed Dutch. Fuck no, he's not. He looked like Osama bin Laden. Not be as bad as that dude, but he's a Semitic person. So all I gotta say to those guys, Taliban these motherfucker.
You can
Yeah,
exactly.
you
You can
know.
always tell before you get on the plane though, because the Jew's the one haggling about the ticket price. You're like, fucking dude, just get on the goddamn plane. And the Muslim's the one who's trying to stay as low profile as possible.
That's it. Fucking scratching his
He's like,
shoe.
yeah, I
and
bet-
underwear. My balls itch. You know, it's a fucking bomb.
Why is his beard smoking? We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Like, why is he arguing? Don't worry about it. We're going to first class. We
No,
won't
you know,
see it.
most Semitic people, friends of the desert, I have a lot of them. They being in show business all those years ago, and they actually
They sure do run it.
They do. Oh, that's it. They do. But knowing some of those guys, they're Eastern European Jews, so they're like fucking KGB mafia motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They're not. And then there's the greatest Jew of all, the Jew I love the most, the man I respect is Handsome Dick Manitoba from Little Steve's Underground Garage, lead singer of the Dictators, and the greatest showman on earth. Shout out to you, Handsome Dick.
I said some had
The
some
man
dicks.
likes his dick. That's
Hey,
Apparently JEW ain't nothing to fuck with.
that's right. Handsome Dick. Gotta love some Dick. Dick Nixon.
the man.
Dick
loves
Smothers.
his dick.
Oh, that's right. You guys are too young.
Speaking of dick, we're gonna talk about some stiff ones.
Really?
Uh-oh.
Doesn't that get you excited? No, it's been a very fucked up month for like corpse news. Have you watched the news at all?
Not corpse news, no.
It's been flooding everywhere since, and there was like one in June, then two in June, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna let them slide for a bit, but it's been a slow news week. So now we're gonna dive into some corpse news.
Oh, God.
First story, June 17th, Dayton, Ohio.
You serious?
On a dare, a young boy entered a supposedly abandoned home, only to find the mummified corpse of a homeowner hanging from a belt in the closet.
David Carradine?
That's exactly what I
Yay.
was going to say. He's falling off the asphyxiation wagon again, I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can't pull off that one
How
again.
how can you do it more than once?
Relapse.
He's really talented. He's a talented man.
Relapse.
He's kung fu, motherfucker. Shh.
It's a
Follow
long
me
term.
if you could take the beads out of my hand.
Who killed Bill? He killed himself.
That's right.
The man, Edward Brunton, committed suicide in 2009 and has been hanging around the home ever since.
I want to read this suicide note. Nobody loves me. Clearly, because they didn't find your body for 5
No one
years.
showed up. I bet you, the next guys they
That's-
find
that's
hanging will be
fucked
the
up.
Brazilian soccer team.
You think?
They'll be killing themselves.
Why wouldn't they? What was this last score?
7-1, I think.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, that's. You
Germany.
You
can't
make
go
it
home.
that far, and you're like, oh my God.
You can't go back home now.
They're wishing those
Brazil.
Olympic terrorists would show up and just be like, all right, at least now we have an excuse.
Something.
My favorite part of the story, though, his estranged brother, who still recognized him, confirmed his identity. He comes
Yeah,
in.
that's the position he was in when I last saw him. As I walked out.
I just picture his brother fucking like Rusty Brunton. let's say it's Rusty Brunton coming in. Yeah, that's him. Motherfucker looks exactly the same. And they're like, dude, he's fucking mummified. Oh, he always did have dry skin.
Like, holy shit, he really did go through with it. I didn't think he was going to do it. I just left.
Now, why'd the brothers show up?
Well,
all these
apparently
years.
he's been sitting there for 5 years.
He's been calling?
What's that?
Been trying to get hold of him? Calling?
Nobody. There was notices on the door. He had just bought the home like 2 months before he killed himself, and nobody even realized anybody had moved in because he hadn't even got his furniture there yet.
And the bank didn't try to,
Guess not.
Wow.
They said the notices on the door weren't even for like give us our fucking money. They were for like mow your lawn.
Yeah, you haven't mowed your lawn.
It was the neighborhood association going get your fucking grass cut.
You're lowering our property values, asshole.
Isn't that like every kid's dream though? Is to come across a corpse like Stand by Me?
No.
No, it's, you know what? True story. I saw a dead body when I was a kid. There was an old man, Bill Catalini, and he was the old wino in our neighborhood. My dad said, never go to his house. He'll cut your dick off. Trying to keep me away from him thinking he was a molester, which he wasn't. because we'd steal booze from him all the time. So the Jewish family down the street hadn't seen him. So the kid and I went over there and went in his house, and I saw the shit coming out of his eyes. He was in the chair dead. So we took his television set out back, blew it up, and then told the mom that he was dead. So all the sheriffs are in there, and there's a spot where there's no dust where the TV was.
So did somebody literally shit in his eye, or was he just decomposing?
No, when you die, your every orifice.
Is that the first thing that happens? Your eyes melt out of your fucking face?
Those movies at Indiana Jones. Kind of shit happened. Remember that dude drank the shit, the Nazi, his eyes melted?
Yeah. Wow.
Maybe he drank the Holy Grail wrong or something.
You ever watch them online? You can see the animal decomposition photos, time lapse. That shit's so fucked up. You never realize how much you fucking blowed up before you melt away. That's fucking disgusting.
Okay, quiz. When you find a dead person, what's the first thing you're supposed to do?
Say what the fuck?
Go through its pockets for loose change.
There you go.
Then call the cops. I wouldn't even just walk past it. Fuck it.
Now you told everybody. Great.
Oh shit! There's gonna be a bunch of people going through pockets.
That's all right. I tell everybody that if I'm ever going to dispose of a body, it's going to be in a hollowed out couch. I'm just moving some furniture. I don't know what you're talking about.
And now there's going to be an epidemic of corpses in the morgue with rabbit-eared pants. Why? Who's killing all these people and flipping their pockets inside out?
Remember you got shot going, hey, you want to see
Isn't that
rabbit
called Chicago? Doesn't that happen every day?
Chicago? Well, I spent last night in Detroit, and this morning my girlfriend said, how was your night? And I said, there's a dead hooker under my bed in the hotel. She goes, it's not dead if it's deflated.
Oh, nice. June 4th, Indiana. Woman lives with her deceased husband for 9 months, pretending his death never happened.
That's denial.
She getting checks or what?
Gerald, would you like some more tea? Fine, don't answer me.
Just keep him in the basement. SSI checks keep coming. Shut the fuck up.
It's like we never talk anymore.
That was.
Well, he's from Indiana. I mean, they're dull anyway.
Yeah,
who'd know the difference?
Well, I think he was
fucking Hoosiers.
I think he was super fucking old anyway. It's like, get your lazy ass out there and get the garbage out.
But when the smell starts to bother you eventually?
Yeah. You would imagine. I can't imagine that a 9-month-old body smells that good, unless she's embalming it herself. She preserving this fucker?
Or is it put in a freezer?
He was laying right next to the door.
It's got like a Christmas tree of plugins around this son of a bitch. She's just cordoned off rows and rows of them things. Nasty.
The man's wife, Isla Solomon, contested the coroner's report and claimed her husband Gerald didn't die 9 months ago. He died 5 days ago. I don't know if that's helping your case. Exactly.
Yeah, no, you're
He was
wrong.
only here for 5 days, okay?
Okay, yeah, that's perfectly acceptable. I didn't know what to do.
I think it's pretty easy to tell the difference.
This is creepy, though.
Yeah,
I couldn't have a corpse in my house for that long.
It's bad enough when
Maybe
your
a
fish
day,
dies,
but,
Yeah.
You flush it, right?
You flush it immediately. I don't want to fucking look at it anymore. Not to mention the bowl's way harder to clean after he's been sitting there for a week.
9 months.
It's like you can tell the difference between decay of 9 months and 5 days, though. That's my liver. My liver knows all about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you mean like when you try to get him up there, the arm just pops right off? Yeah. Like, that took a while. That did not just happen.
My favorite part of the story was her reasoning for keeping him around. She said that she was working. Actually, what do you suppose her reasoning was? If you had to guess,
maybe he was a good lady.
The sex was good.
Yeah, the sex was good. Weekend at Bernie's, we're stealing your stick. Yeah.
Well,
rode his his leg was hard. Everything just stiffened up.
Bernie did get laid a lot for a dead guy.
He did.
Yeah. He didn't smell it all, did he?
It was a
And
woman.
he made
she
2
smelled
movies.
immediately.
He made another movie.
Maybe she was just living her fantasy out. She'd always wanted him to shut the fuck up, and she was enjoying it until as long as it possibly lasted. Somebody came around and took his ass.
She said her original goal was to have his body taken to a Texas body ranch, a farm where bodies are put on a hillside for birds to eat. We have a caller on the show right now. Can you believe this?
Holy crap. Oh, we're fucked. It's the morgue.
Hello, caller. Who are you and where are you calling from?
Joe Moore, Shelby, Michigan.
Joe, buddy. What's happening, friend?
Oh, not much. Just to see what this segment's about this week.
Well, we're weighing in right now on the Indiana woman who lived with her deceased husband for 9 months.
Kind of like the story of the guy who, he was taking his mother-in-law and his wife across country, and she died, and he continued to drive.
That's my next story, actually. That is the next story I have on this list.
Yeah, that was quite a story.
This one's actually from Detroit. So, I'll go ahead and read this one. Since Joe brought it up, we'll just jump right to it. June 5th, man drives cross-country from Arizona to Michigan with dead girlfriend buckled in passenger seat. Roy Tomlinson said his 31-year-old girlfriend died during the trip and, convinced he had 48 hours to report her death, decided to bring her home rather than ditch her at a hospital out of state.
Okay.
So someone finally cracked the code. They learned how to take a trip with a fucking woman without.
Well, not only that, you know, even with the dead body in the passenger seat, that's HOV lane. You got that lane all to yourself, all the way down. Get in that diamond lane and keep going. That is a person. They count.
And when you pull up for gas, you don't have to buy her. Do you need anything? Why, can I
Like,
get
you need
something?
anything? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, hey.
He probably only realized she was dead after he drove 6 miles without her bitching about him speeding or forgetting his turn signal. Did I mention that his 93-year-old mother was with him?
And wow,
if she was the chaperone, she did a very bad
Probably
job.
killed her.
Yes.
You know, choked her from behind.
kind of screwed up there.
I gave you the wrong meds.
I did the same thing with your dad. You got 48 hours. Don't worry about it.
The 62-year-old man said he met the woman who was homeless last year while she waited for her boyfriend to get out of prison. He helped her get back on her feet and even let her stay with him. That sounds like he's like, hey, you suck my dick, I'll help you get back on your feet. You can take some of my Oxycontin.
It's called the barter system. Let me show you how this works.
Right. No butt, no putt.
It does look as though the woman died as the result of a drug overdose, considering apparently she had been in and out of rehab in Arizona and was found with an empty bottle of Oxycontin that they say was prescribed at the beginning of the trip.
Hillbilly
Whoa.
heroin.
So, that's
Damn.
under what circumstances would you want to drive 1,900 miles with a fucking corpse?
None. I don't even want to be near a corpse. I don't know.
Yeah, dead people aren't my thing.
Do you think he would be just like, let's not waste it, she's still wet for now?
Whoa.
Ouch.
With mom in the car?
Mom's there,
Yeah. Watch this, bitch.
Haven't you ever seen, like, what was it? Don't Be a Menace? Wasn't that where the mom wanted to get in on the act?
The fat mom. Where you going, sugar?
Tomcats.
No.
Sometimes mommy and granny like to get down.
Wow.
I don't know. About that. Next story, please. No, I'm just
Yeah. Corpses galore.
You could put a heater between your thighs and kept her good for a while.
There you go. See?
Wow.
He knows where I'm coming from.
We interrupt this amazing podcast to bring you a special news bulletin. Your mother's a whore. More at 6.
Seriously? What fucking year is this?
Ah! Who the hell are you?
Jeremy from Unholy Matrimony?
Oh, God. Kim Kardashian has another reality show?
No, damn it. Unholy Matrimony on CouchPotatoNation.com. You asked me to do this?
All right. That podcast where you talk to your wife. You know, most dudes actually spend eternity trying to avoid conversing with their wives, but I guess your way works too.
Why did I agree to this?
You know what else is bomb-ass?
Oh, God. Well, according to the script in my hands that you wrote, I'm supposed to say, speaking of podcasts, don't you run a podcast too, Jay? A funny one? The funniest one I've ever heard? Jesus. How many special needs kids wrote this shit?
Just read it.
Hard to Swallow with J.J. Bidwell is your one-stop shop for filth, celebrity gossip, and Jay's twisted take on current events. Now available on Stitcher, iTunes, and of course, CouchPotatoNation.com.
You know, that's an excellent point, Jeremy.
And if you want all of this, minus this jackass, Unholy Matrimony is for you.
You know, let's actually just stick to the lines that are written.
CouchPotatoNation.com. Awesome, funny, and judgment-free.
Your mom is free.
You know what? Fuck this shit.
Hey, where you going, bro?
Go fuck yourself, Jay!
Damn it.
And since we're on the topic of death, murder, and corpses, I suppose we should touch upon the apocalyptic foreshadowing coming out of Chicago these days.
What? It's gotten worse?
Have you heard these news reports from last weekend?
Yeah, he's getting shot, like 44 people or something like that. Or
That's a normal summer, though.
I'll be there next Tuesday on business. I will.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah.
The death toll coming out of 4th of July weekend. This year, 82 people were shot within an 84-hour window. 14 of those died. Last year, over the same 4-day stretch, 70 were shot and 13 killed.
Wow.
Well, the ratio's down.
No, what's up?
No, not the death. They were better shots last year.
Yeah, we're -1.
Because
Plus one this
last year, they kept their numbers up. This year, there was more ammo being wasted.
Like the Bloods and the Crips are letting us down.
The mayor comes out on Monday and he says, wherever you are, wherever you live, the gun violence that was part of this weekend is totally unacceptable. So you better watch it, homie. Them they're shooting words.
Really?
Oh, go Rahm Emanuel.
Yeah, that is a
tough
horrible accuracy. You guys need to go to the range and practice some more. See you next year.
Those are some tough words, sir.
Oh, Rahm, he's a badass.
And,
I'm going to shut down the schools and get rid of teachers.
On the positive side, there will be some cheap apartments available next week.
That's right. And there's some corners open up for you slangers out there.
Of course, this Chicago news comes months after the January announcement where they said 2003's murder count was down 88 from 2012. So they were making a big fucking deal about this.
Made that up in a weekend.
Now, if you remember, in 2012, Chicago was the nation's murder capital.
Yes, it was.
According to Chicago Magazine, they're actually saying the numbers given to us may be way greater than we will ever know. And they've accused police and city officials of covering up and downplaying crimes for, quote, accounting purposes, saying that they have multiple documents where they count, say, 6 people were murdered at a party. They count it as one incident.
It was.
And
one gunman,
one
good shot.
One gunshot, 6 people. That's an incident.
Wow.
So they're saying that, according to this records, you may never know how many people were actually being murdered in Chicago.
And the ones they can't find, they're out in a field somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no field in Chicago.
Wrigley Field. Wrigley.
From the sounds of it, they're only lying about it because they ran out of fucking paper. There's no more trees.
We don't have any more forms here. One incident. I'm tired of this. We're going broke on these forms.
What would be your first step in taking gun violence out of Chicago? Leaving Chicago?
You want to know the honest truth?
Yeah.
Lie
to me, Big Daddy.
All right. Well, you're a good-looking man, so I'm going to tell you the truth. Get rid of the ridiculous gun restrictions.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Let the people who are trying to defend themselves
make it an even playing field. Yep. There will be a lot less of that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
What was the Chris Rock bit? Where he's like, I think bullets should be $1,000.
$1,000. You'll think twice before killing a man. He's like, oh, motherfucker, once I get me $1,000, you're dead. Yeah. And then after you shoot him, you're like, get my bullet back, motherfucker.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous, Criminals don't have a problem getting guns. Not a single one of those. I bet you not a single one of those people who shot a gun never had a record.
Yeah, I think so.
Come on. Really? It's Chicago. It's Chicago.
Or they don't know because they can't tell them apart.
Say, come on. Now have we have.
Are you Tyrone or LeBron? I can't even tell.
Like you do out here. Have a free, picnic and bring your gun day.
In L.A.
You don't ever see a shootout in one of those places.
No, but in L.A. they bought the guns back or whatever, and guys were bringing rocket launchers and shit.
Oh yeah, wasn't it like a gun for a toy or something?
Yeah, a gun for $200 or a toy or something.
Well, though, you see the one they did here? They did the same thing where you got, the amnesty thing, bringing your guns. So a bunch of gun rights people went out there with gift cards for like $100, bought them themselves before they can get to the cops.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had a station wagon. People were bringing up, M16s and stuff like. Yeah, that works. $100 gift card.
And no one ever knew that it wasn't the authorities?
Oh, the cops came up and tried to get them to leave. But there's no law. There's no law that says they couldn't do that. Because in Michigan, we have that one law where one person can sell a gun to another person without a background check as long as it meets the minimum standard of being a rifle, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
They bought a crap ton of rifles. And the cops tried to make them leave. They're like, you can't make us leave. They just sat there handing out gift cards all day long. And the cops are over there with gift cards. And they're like, if you don't want a gift cards, we got cash. Your choice. It was beautiful.
What they should do is take everyone's guns away and then do a thing where they have a purge for 12 hours like the movie.
You want to do the purge?
I would love the purge.
You would love the purge?
I would love it. I would armor up my truck. Oh my God, it's on.
Death race.
Death race.
Death race, yeah.
Hey, that would clean the prisons out
Except without the manhole things, because we got these potholes out here that screw everything up.
There you go.
You're going to need a nice flat surface for that manhole thing to work.
Well, we might as well go for the trifecta. In January, start the year out right. You can have the death race. Then moving on, you can have your Hunger Games. And then, come December, right before Christmas, someone you might not want to buy for, you can wipe them out on the purge.
Purge. I love that movie. It is so good.
All right, well, on that happy note, we're going to go ahead and toss over to my interview with the very talented Andrew P. Jones.
P. Jones.
Is there anyone here with us?
Oh, I definitely heard that.
Our track record hasn't been that great lately, so hopefully the spirits are really active tonight.
The ratings are slipping.
We can't schedule paranormal activity.
The show is called Ghost Sightings. Not ghost sounds. Not ghosts that we kind of think are there. Ghost sightings.
We need apparitional evidence on tape.
There's a man here to see you.
What does he want?
Says he has haunted property.
Most of the time these things are harmless.
What is the location exactly?
An abandoned prison.
Oh, far out.
They should have torn it down a long time ago.
Haunting of Cell Block 11. Now available on demand.
Everybody on the line today, we have another amazing guest, the writer and director of the upcoming horror juggernaut, Haunting of Cell Block 11, available on demand now. Andrew P. Jones. Can you hear everybody applauding in the back?
I can hear them. Yes, thank you.
How the hell are you, buddy?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, man. You know, we've talked so much through email this week that I feel like we're grade school besties or some shit.
I know. Seriously.
Do you feel like you know me inside and out?
It's good to finally talk to you in person, yes.
Now, you've been in this damn business for 30 years. I understand that you started in special effects makeup?
That is definitely where I started. I did that for a good 10 years.
You worked on movies like Tim Burton's Batman and Hook?
Yep. Yeah, Hook was interesting because I worked, at the time I was working for Rick Lazzarini at the character shop, and we did a whole bunch of stuff for Hook. So yeah, I did a lot of puppeteering for it, and we just built a lot of just weird puppets and props, and yeah. And then on Batman, actually, that was for the Berman studio for Tom Berman. I had to do Jack Nicholson's life cast for his makeup.
Nice.
For the Joker.
Were you aware at that time that you were working on such classic films, or was it like another day at work?
Well, you know, when Jack Nicholson walks in, you figure, okay, this is the big time. This is definitely a film that people are going to remember. And Hook, yeah, I mean, there were just so many people involved. You know, to walk on set and see Steven Spielberg and Robin Williams and Dustin Hoffman, and the sets were just magnificent. They were all built inside sound stages, and it was just really breathtaking. It was interesting at that time. That was kind of the place to visit. So every day you would see, you know, Danny DeVito with his kids coming through, or Bruce Willis, and just every celebrity in town wanted to visit those sets. It was really interesting.
So what was a day on set like for you?
I did some puppeteering. People asked, you know, well, what was puppeteering? I mean, a lot of stuff got cut out. I mean, the interesting thing about Hook is that there was a whole other movie, really, that we shot. It was shot originally as a musical. So all the big musical numbers were all cut out.
No shit, I didn't ever do that.
Yeah. There was a whole alternate ending where I puppeteered the Hook coming through the crocodile's belly as if he was still alive. They wanted to set up a possible sequel. There's all kinds of stuff. I think that the original vision was that it was just going to be a big Hollywood musical, and it just, for whatever reason, it just didn't work out. But yeah, and then also every time Tinkerbell was on screen, there was an interactive light that had to play on the actors. So that was always puppeteered on, you know, a little wire or whatever. So there, yeah, it was a lot of kind of old school stuff.
Do you miss that kind of work?
Sometimes. You know, I was happy to get away from it because I always wanted to direct instead. I mean, that was always the goal, and then I would find myself suddenly in a career doing special effects, makeup. And then I would find myself just editing for people. And then, you know, so I've had to really just kind of always steer the car back on course and get back to directing, because that is what I absolutely love to do. And having all those different experiences and skills and areas that I worked in, I think just make me a stronger director.
I've got to ask you about Married with Children, because you have no fucking idea my obsession with this show. I think the first time I ever found my sense of humor was watching Married with Children as a kid, and I was like, this is the most brilliant shit I've ever seen in my life. How was that?
I was fortunate enough to work on that for 7 seasons, the last 7 seasons that was on the air.
A 7 out of 11 is pretty fucking good.
Yeah, no, it's great. All the way up until the very end. And I basically built any odd, strange, bizarre prop that they had, dummies of the characters, of the dogs, of, weird remote control stuff that would happen, just any odd prop, they would just come to me, and, I was kind of a honorary member of the crew by that point.
Those are the best episodes of that show, is where fucking Al falls off the roof 50 times in an episode. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, and it used to be that they would just, go to the prop houses and just kind of rent a bad dummy, and then they started thinking, well, let's actually make dummies of these characters, and so, it kept me really busy. And it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. I really looked forward to show day, every week, and working in front of that audience. It was just a whole different experience, and it was really definitely a great part of my career.
Is Christina Applegate as amazingly sexy in real life as she was as Kelly Bundy?
Of course.
Oh my god.
Of course.
I'm pretty positive that every erection I've had since the age of 12 has been like silently dedicated to her.
Wow. Well, that's what an honor. I'm sure she'd be very honored.
I think she's actually getting a security system installed right now.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, it's funny that you speak of it because she was very popular, and she always had to have security around her on show days. They always had to beef up security. She always had a detail that was with her, as did Peg.
Katie Seagal?
Yeah, Katie Seagal. The two of them always had security with them on show days. It was interesting because they did have a lot of fans.
I've heard many interviews with her saying that she got a million letters from prison.
That would be a crazy time for her, but it's funny because then, during the week we would just all work in a rehearsal hall, and everyone's just normal. Everyone shows up without makeup on, and you just kind of, the family becomes show day and the public comes in and becomes something a little bit different.
Now, you've worked with some crazy talented people over the years, obviously. Any celebrity encounters that stand out in your mind over the rest?
I've had such a good time and such an interesting career, and a lot of them, for me, it's just, I'm a fan first and foremost, so it's still kind of a thrill for me when I do get to work with celebrities and movie stars, and I'll never forget that day. Like I said, on Hook, when I look over and there's Steven Spielberg, who's certainly one of my idols. Raiders of the Lost Ark is the movie that made me want to be a director, and to be able to just hang there and just watch him working was really something. And Robin Williams was just really fantastic. That was actually one of the highlights because he was just such a nice person.
So would you say Spielberg is one of the people you modeled your directing style after mostly?
I definitely take notes when I watch his stuff. I like the way he kind of choreographs with the camera, and the actors, will move. The actors will move from a wide to a close up, and you just kind of. It's not, everything's not done with cuts, and that's something that I really like. And that's something actually I noticed that he kind of got from Bertolucci. So, something that I try to do when I've got time. I like very long takes. I like things just to kind of happen with one long dolly shot. Some of the hardest things that we do are like when everyone's sitting around the table. We've got some of those in Haunting of Cell Block 11, everyone's around an eating table. And those are just so tedious, and it's like, how do you make them interesting? And that camera's got to go around that table and hit everybody, and those are really time consuming.
So what was the first time you made the jump from special effects to directing and producing?
Well, I had a kids show on the air back in 1997 called Field Trip. It was a couple of puppet characters, and my shop made the puppets, and I played one of the puppet characters. But then I also directed some of those episodes, and that's certainly not the first time, but it was probably, that's kind of the leap into something a little bit more high profile that I, could actually tune in and see on Saturday morning. And so that was, late 90s. And then I pretty much after that, then I, would do pilots for people who maybe just never got on the air. And so pretty much steady from then. It would just be directing and then, going and editing for people and then going back to directing and just back and forth.
I got to find this kid show. It would be great to watch it side by side with Haunting of Cell Block 11.
However, we really did some stuff to kind of push the envelope a little bit. What we didn't want to do was a show where, we'd visit the ice cream factory and say, this is how ice cream is made. we thought that was kind of boring, and it had kind of been done. So what we did was we still went to the ice cream factory, but we had a reason that we were there. We would write this adventure story for these two characters. They were these quantum surfers just surfing through the fabric of space and time, and they would end up, for some reason, in a Navy submarine or at the ice cream factory or whatever, and we would turn it into this funny little scripted piece, and then by the end you had learned how ice cream was made. So it was kind of interesting. But one of the shows that we did that got a lot of very irate mail from parents was we did one on ghosts.
Oh, no shit.
We did one on the hauntings and all that. We got a lot of very angry mail. You know, how can you now I have to monitor, you know, if my children watch the show or not. How can you present the idea of death? You know, that shouldn't be in a kid's show. And so that was the only one that we got some bad mail on. But we were always trying to do something a little different and keep it fun and light and yet, you know, really different from what you were seeing at the time.
Now, and you met your lovely wife, Lenara Washington, on the set of Kings of the Evening, which you also directed, correct?
Yes. That was my first feature.
I spoke to her a few days ago, and I kind of asked her what I could ask you that might, you know, take you off guard. Did she tell you about this? Did she warn you already?
Yeah, she did. So let's skip that one. She's laughing in the background now. But yeah.
All right, I'll move past that one. Directing seems terrifying to me. What do you find is the hardest part?
The hardest part is that you're just not in control of time. It just starts getting away from you, and that happens no matter how big your budget is, no matter how small your budget is, no matter how big your crew is. It always happens because things come up that you don't expect. And part of my job as a director is to anticipate those things coming up. I'm always, you know, trying to look 5 setups down the road so that by the end of the day, we've made our day. And on a tight budget, like we had with Haunting Cell Block 11, we didn't have any extra money to go overtime or to have extra days. You know, by contrast, just to go back to Hook for a second, those days were so interesting because you can just see how much money that they were spending. Because every day, you know, I would be on the call sheet to show up to do some puppeteering, and they would never get to it. They would always reschedule it, and then I would have to come back the next day. Every day, they were just changing their schedule, and you know, I don't have that on a low budget film. You just don't have that luxury. You got to stick to it. You got to stick to the plan, and so that's probably the most challenging thing is just knowing that at the end of the day you got what you were supposed to get.
Has doing indie film changed your mind on budgets then? Because to me it almost seems like most of the best movies now are not these big fucking Marvel huge budget blockbusters. They're the ones that actually delve into the characters a little bit, and they have budgets of $27,000 and such.
It's really hard, and it's just like, why? I just feel like after 30 years I should be able to break out of that and not have to do everything on a shoestring anymore. And yet by the same token, it's like sometimes I wonder, I don't even know how I could spend $100 million. I really don't.
Yeah, no
that
shit.
Seems nearly impossible.
No shit.
I mean, it just seems mostly wasted. That's wasted money. I mean, it's funny because, you know, I'm in the Producers Guild, and so we would go to a lot of screenings, and sometimes, you know, you go to a screening of a movie that's coming out, and the filmmakers will be there. And I can't remember which film it was, but they were just going on and on, just bemoaning their low budget. They only had, you know, $20 million to spend, and we had no time. We had to do it, and you know, we only have 50 days to shoot, and poor us. And I'm sitting there just going, you fuckers, really?
Yeah, you pieces of shit.
Try doing a movie in 13 days for $100,000. Now that takes some skill.
I've been on sets too where you see the catering bill. They'll have this big, huge catering company come in, and you're like, "Holy shit! You spent $15,000 on catering? Like, what the fuck is that about?" Yeah. I'm cool with a tuna fish sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, look, it would be nice. Yeah, it's nice to have, you know, masseuses on set, just, you know, in case someone needs a back rub or something. That's all great, but I don't know. You know, ask me again when I'm doing a $100 million movie, and I'll say, it's not nearly enough money.
Yeah.
I need more days.
It's funny how you can justify those things when you have the means, right?
Yeah. But I've got to just be clever. I've got to think ahead, and I've got to be clever. And I think we really pulled off something. I mean, the thing, when people first heard that we were going to do this film, they said, is it a found footage movie that, you know, everybody does, because that just seems so easy. And I said, no, I don't want to do a found footage movie. I want to do a narrative, which is going to be really hard. It's got to have a big look to it. Can't look low budget.
Right.
And that's really, really hard to do. But yeah, I didn't want to fall back and just do found footage and all that stuff.
So can you tell everybody a little bit about Haunting of Cell Block 11, available on demand now?
I do a lot of work in reality television, and I love ghost films, and I love, when Lana and I are looking for something to watch on a Saturday night, we'll typically always, our go-to on-demand movies is always kind of paranormal and ghosts, and that's the stuff that we enjoy. So, I always had this idea for years. This is going back 5 years or so. I was just thinking, God, all these ghost shows, what if something they went into a location and there was really something badass there? There was really something that was threatening to them. What would they do? How would they react? And so that was kind of the birth of the idea, and I wanted to sort of bring in my world of reality TV and working in reality so much, shooting it and editing it and working with studio executives and production company executives, and so a lot of that stuff, there's some kind of inside jokes in it, but so that was the genesis of the idea. So it's about a TV crew that has a show on the air, and they're not doing well. And the network boss, played by Dee Wallace from E.T. and Cujo and The Howling, she calls them in and says, I need better shows. Your shows suck. The ratings suck. I need better shows. And so she really challenges them. If it's not you, I'll put some other crappy show on the air. So they're kind of challenged now. This is their last chance to go get something really great. And they end up in this haunted prison, abandoned prison, and all hell breaks loose. And they're lucky to make it out alive if they do make it out alive.
So what originally sparked your interest in the paranormal then? I noticed you did kind of a documentary years ago about the paranormal as well.
I did 2 documentaries with some ghost hunters in England. We went there, and I don't know, I've just always been really fascinated by it. I think most people are. I mean, and as I travel around the country and I talk to people about ghosts, and almost everybody has a ghost story. Almost everyone. It's rare to find a person that just flat out says, I don't believe in it.
It's usually, well, I'm skeptical, but this one time...
Yeah, well, I don't really believe, but there was this one time that this thing held me down in my bed. And yeah, so, I mean, I hear that stuff a lot. And especially when you get out of Los Angeles, and you talk to people, you're sitting in a bar talking to someone, and the subject comes up. People are a lot more open about it between the coasts. I think they just can, I don't know.
Did you have any paranormal experiences yourself?
I have. And I think we all kind of experience it differently. And I am very practical and I'm very logical, and I always will try to explain it away. I don't just automatically say, "Oh, look at that, that's a ghost." There was one time in a bar. I was in a little old hotel in Arizona, and I was in a bar, and I was grabbed by the arm and tugged.
Oh, no shit!
I actually thought, there was nobody else there, and I thought it was the person I was with, and she wasn't anywhere to be seen. She had gone to the restroom.
Was it the ghost of Jose Cuervo telling you've had enough?
Yeah, that might have been. No, he would have said, have another. But, yeah, so that was very interesting, and I couldn't explain it. And then I've heard things, but I've never seen it. And I'm so hoping. I like to go on ghost hunts. I like all that stuff. So I incorporated all that stuff into the movie and tried to write a script that was fun, that people could relate to, whether you just like watching these ghost shows or whether you've had experiences yourself. And I knew that we had to come up with some kind of scary stuff. And then I set it in an old prison, and we found this really amazing location, Missouri State Penitentiary. Yeah, its nickname is the bloodiest 47 acres because it goes back to the 1800s. It was a Civil War prison to begin with, and I mean, it was by the time it shut down in 2004, it was the oldest operating prison west of the Mississippi. It's been around for a long time, and there were a lot of violence there, a lot of deaths, a lot of people attacked. There's still rumored to be a mass grave there somewhere on the grounds where a lot of people died of disease. It was a really bad place, and the prison is just spectacular, and they just really opened it up. All the people at the Convention and Visitors Bureau have been so supportive of this film. And it's in Jefferson City, Missouri, the capital city, and it's really kind of one of their main tourist attractions. And boy, it was just the best experience in the world. But what a beautiful location, and it was a couple people saw it. It was rumored to be haunted, and some people did see some unexplainable things that happened. We shot a lot down in Death Row, and it was just really creepy place. Great location, really added a lot to the film.
Did you do a lot of scouting for that then, before you found the prison?
There's an online scouting service that you can go on and just look for locations at all the film commissions from all the different states.
Oh,
and add their locations.
That's perfect, because then you don't got to worry about people saying no.
Right, just a big database, and so I could go on and just look at prisons and just look at abandoned prisons, and I started to narrow it down that way. And there were some that I kind of started to talk to, but then I found out they were so run down, and there was a lot of mold, and there was a lot of decay, and there just wasn't enough. There weren't enough areas to shoot in. And then I went out and actually scouted a few places that I thought were going to be good, and once I hit Jefferson City, Missouri, I knew that was it. I just knew. I just felt it. I just knew this is the place we're going to shoot this movie.
Do you want to tell everybody where they can find you and your work on the interwebs, or do you want them to leave you the hell alone?
No, well, definitely right now we don't want them to leave the movie alone. I mean, it's really hard making an independent film. It's really, really hard. And to put it in perspective, we shot this film in December of 2012, and this is how long it takes, and we actually moved really fast. But 18 months later, it's now getting ready to actually come out, and we're in a world of social media and all that, where people will kind of breeze by something and hit like and move on with their lives. But this is where we really need everybody's support. We need people to watch the movie. We need people to tell their friends to watch the movie if they enjoyed it. We need people to talk about it and email their friends and put it on Facebook. It's really hard to build an audience now. We don't have that $100 million advertising budget that the movies have. That's why you're bombarded constantly right now with Transformers commercials and it's everywhere. That costs a lot of money.
Marky Mark and a robot. Who fucking knew that would be so fucking big, huh?
Yeah, understand how hard it is for us, and don't just do the casual drive-by like on us. Really check it out. We made it for people to enjoy. I think we achieved a really enjoyable film. People have liked it. We won one award, Best Horror Film, at the Boston Terrathon in 2013, and we've had some good reviews. And I think it's a great film. So people can go to www.hauntingofcellblock11 with the number 11.com, and that I listed everywhere where you can see this movie on demand. Every cable station that it's going to be playing, every digital platform, iTunes, Amazon Instant, all those. It's out there. So we really just need people to actually take the time and go and put down their $4.
I always tell people how important independent film is, and they go, why? And I'm like, because we need fucking good movies, too. I'm sick of seeing the same shit. I'm one of those blockbuster snobs, they call me, because I can't go see the same shit every week. I'm sick of fucking Marvel superheroes. I really, really am. I wish they would die in a fire.
It's funny that you say that, because it's like I've been using kind of that same thing when I talk to other people, and it's like how many superhero movies do we need? And there is an audience for it, and that's fantastic. But it feels like that's all the studios are doing now, are these big superhero movies, and the smaller films and the personal films have really just fallen away, and it is up to the independent filmmakers now to do those. And yes, this doesn't fall into this is not going to win an Academy Award, but it's going to entertain you. I guarantee you, you're at least going to enjoy it and have a smile and have a scare, and you're going to be entertained.
Personally, I can't wait until the day that remakes are just dead. I'm so fucking sick of seeing the same shit, so it's nice to see something new and original. But I really appreciate you joining me today, Andrew.
My pleasure. So yeah, they can find us on Facebook. They can find us at www.hauntingofcellblock11.com, and on IMDb, of course, and please, everybody, check it out. And thank you for taking the time that you've taken to talk to everybody and give us the time of day.
Absolutely. I love promoting new creative ideas, like I said. Everybody, make sure you check out Haunting of Cell Block 11, available on demand now, and do visit hauntingofcellblock11.com for even more. Take care of yourself, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Let's take a look at some food news. I kind of wanted to call it Chews. I was like, that's got to be taken already, right?
Probably.
I like food.
Fuck it. We're calling it Chews.
Is this dedicated to Karen Carpenter?
Is that about eating vaginas?
No, she died of anorexia.
Was it?
Oh, I'm old. You guys are fucking... Who's Karen Carpenter?
You ain't old. You got a lot of dead brain cells, but you ain't...
Yeah, that's true, man.
Sorry, we keep it real.
That's true.
So, did you see the Kickstarter campaign?
Which one?
Well, the big one, sweeping the interwebs right now. A Kickstarter campaign with an original goal of a whopping $10 has reached upwards of $70,000.
Yeah, ain't he in a big trouble all of a sudden over that?
Well, are you familiar with Kickstarter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone's familiar with Kickstarter. Okay. So do you know what the man was kickstarting?
What? No, but you're going to tell me right now.
I am indeed.
What's behind door number 2?
Potato salad. He wanted to make some potato salad.
That's fucking hilarious. Good for him.
So
$70,000 better be.
I want to get on a better show. I'm going to do a Kickstarter campaign.
$70,000 for potato salad. Here I am sucking dick the old-fashioned way.
That's government accounting right there.
That's crazy. Crazy. But Kickstarter, there was that one musician. She raised like $1 million, and they wouldn't pay her backup band. Some Austin broad. Did you hear about that?
No.
Google that. She got over $1 million to do her album, and then she went on tour and wouldn't pay her band.
Well, they're saying this guy is now going to have upwards of $21,000 in tax bills.
Yeah.
Really?
Because
he's still winning, though.
Potato salad, yeah.
I mean, really, he walks away with a $49,000 potato salad.
But if you notice, those campaigns are like, if you do this, like a movie,
yeah,
we'll come. The cast will come to your house for a party.
Or you get
we'll
a credit on the film and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's like people are buying executive producer credits.
I seen that like this one. He had like if you pledge $3, you get a bite of the potato salad.
That's at least he's keeping it real though.
It's like you have to fly me out
hilarious.
from another state to come get a bite of your potato salad.
No, travel's on your own. That's what they say.
Oh, does it say that in there? Did you read it?
Not his, but usually.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, because they'll be like, you can come to our premiere, but you got to get here yourself.
Yeah, Billy Vera did that to raise money for his movie about his life, and
I am not traveling for a bite of potato salad.
That's not travel is on your own.
Actually, for some reason, over the last couple of days, the pledge has plunged about $30,000, and they're saying it's because there were people who caught it on the news, and there was large quantities of donations that never cleared. So he was a pop culture icon there for about a week.
Yeah, hey,
but still. $40,000.
See, that's one of those prime examples of not knowing when to get the hell out. He should have just cashed out when he
had
had like
20,000,
$5,000.
$5,000.
We're done here. We're done here. Taxi. Yeah, no problem. Got that.
Well, see, that would depend on the campaign too, because sometimes you can't.
Oh, the days. Yeah, how long?
You have so many days left to give people the option because it says it's not. It's discouraged that you take your bid back, your donation back, but it's not against the rules.
And with that, I'm here to announce that Hard to Swallow is going to start a campaign on getting you better furniture.
Damn right. I got a better dog who won't fucking rip the new furniture up too. That'd be great.
Take his teeth out. You like gummers? I know you do.
Oh yeah.
So they told me down at the rest stop.
He's going to be pissed if he can't have the crunchy Skippy though.
Oh.
So you guys want to join the phenomenon? Should we go make some donations to this poor guy?
Yeah, no.
You don't want his potato salad to suffer now that he's
I'm
lost
going to eat me some pig on the 20th, mofo.
Yeah, that's right. 20th. Meadows.
Get me some pig, the other white meat. Get me some pig, some of that Taiwanese rice or whatever the fuck you're talking about.
Damn right. Get it. Whatever.
Also in Chews, a Washington State pet store owner is making national headlines after announcing she is going on a strict pet food diet for 30 days.
How old is she?
Well, I can imagine that she's old, lonely, and has lots of cats.
She's hot. Cat urine and pussy, two of my favorite smells together.
Nobody's gonna want to eat her kibble-smelling cunt anytime soon.
Oh my god.
That's. I don't know. It's gonna give her a lustrous coat though.
That's right. I bet she can lick really good. Little sandpaper tongue. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it. Scrape those herpes sores off, baby.
When asked why, she probably said something like, I need the attention, no shit. Like, why else would I be doing
really?
this shit?
Cat food diet.
No, her actual reasoning says, learn about what you're eating and what you're feeding your pets. I think if we get the awareness out of reading the ingredients and really understanding what is in the pet's food, that will eventually carry over. If you're feeding your pet healthy, maybe you'll start reading the ingredients of your own food, and maybe you can start eating healthy too.
That's just stupid.
I wonder if she's a wipe it if she licks herself. You know? Or scoots across the carpet.
Yeah, what's killing eating these days?
Give her some melamine. Give her some of that Chinese cat food. Give her some of that Chinese cat food for melamine.
Chinese cat food, wouldn't that just be more cat?
Well, no, the Chinese cat food. Remember the Chinese cat food? It had melamine. It was giving dogs.
Killing cats and dogs.
Dog kidney failure.
Well, I guess that would make sense. You know.
Yeah.
It
wasn't Soylent Green.
It wasn't
Soylent Green.
Restaurant.
It was cat food.
They ship them right over to
That's just ridiculous. So,
Chinese
come on.
restaurant.
You're really gonna. I want to see video of you eating every meal. Make me believe it. Pixar didn't
Oh,
happen.
this woman?
Yeah, I want to see
I was
this.
like, what did I do?
Now, is this woman Caucasian or Asian?
Put that up every day.
She was white.
Oh, white.
Of
chick?
course
she's white.
How come white people always look fucking crazy? How come they're so crazy like Chinese people? Or, you don't
They're-
see Chinese serial killers, do you?
Well, the gunman, you had the Virginia Tech gunman was an Asian guy.
He was Gasian. He wasn't
the DC
Asian.
Sniper was a black guy.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone was surprised by that one.
We're like,
A lot of people lost a lot of money on that one.
Yeah, Vegas went broke on that one. They're like,
But,
damn it, really?
I mean, Silence of the Lambs, it was a white dude. Wasn't a black dude.
Well, that's fiction too, though.
Because black dudes like big broads, so it should. He wouldn't have made him lose the weight. Hey,
So
just keeping it real here.
Would you ever go on a? Okay, how much money? Let's say that because I know you're not going to volunteer.
I've been on a dog fuck diet where I fucked ugly chicks for a while.
Yeah,
dog fuck diet. Yeah,
Well, see,
that diet usually goes from about 2:30 a.m. till about 3:30 a.m.
till the coke wears out.
So you-
no more to snort.
It's definitely over by the next morning. You're like,
Oh, dude.
fuck,
It's
why did I do this?
That whole pet food thing is not as weird as some people think. Because back when I was a kid, I lived in New England, and we had this, one of those monster, storm of the century things.
That's wicked.
And all the power goes out, and everybody, you bury your food in the snow because that's the only place you can keep it. When my aunt's dog decided to go check out the snow, ate all the meat that there was. I mean, chewed everything up. And in a fit of anger, literally, I have a girl cousin of mine. She decided that she was going to teach the dog a lesson by eating his food right in front of him and not feeding him. So she literally sat in front of him and ate like 6 cans of Alpo.
Yeah, but he's like, "Fuck you! I just had filet mignon,
Yeah.
bitch. Who
Like, the
cares?
dog
What?
gave a
Rubbing
shit.
his stomach, licking
there
his
was
balls,
ham and salami, and some
licking his
steak.
balls, going,
Look at
"Keep
what
eating."
you eating, bitch. And now I know what you feel like. I don't want none of that shit.
And as soon as you eat my food and go to sleep, I'm gonna leg hump you, motherfucker.
I'm telling you, it took all our willpower not to throw up in that living room. 'Cause we were all gagging.
I be leg humping all the time, and if you nice and I respect you, I might even ask first.
But you know that what's that Denny Moore stew? That smells like dog food, dude.
It
When
looks
you open
like dog food.
You open it, it smells like Alpo.
Yeah,
It looks like that those little.
But if Denny Moore, you want to sponsor the show, we love it.
The progressive one too, isn't it? What's it called?
Progresso?
Progressive
soup.
The insured soup.
Yeah. Flo. Yeah, I love that broad. Yeah, I'd chew that shit up.
That one also though, you open it up and you're like, I don't know that I should be eating this.
No.
It looks like horse cankles in there. I don't think that's.
And then you get like sardines. It smells like my 4th grade girlfriend.
Ooh,
I like sardines.
She was very mature.
She
was my aunt. She was my aunt. Yeah, she touched my no-no
If you're
spot.
smelling like sardines in 4th grade,
hey.
you got some real hygiene issues. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for this episode of Hard to Swallow. Do you want to promote anything? Your Twitter or your
Nah,
your
I'm,
Craigslist.
My
want
Craigslist ad. Yeah, I'm under men seeking multiple men. No,
you found 2 right here.
Nothing to promote. Just I want to give a shout out to the Bostic Lake Triathlon for not hiring me this year because last year I made fun of a fat chick who was in last fucking place. Honey, it's not my fault. You couldn't make the finish line sooner, so fuck off.
Hey, you want to go ahead and give the date and times for that benefit again?
Yeah, it's going to be Sunday the 20th of July at the Allendale Meadows Clubhouse. We're going to have a nice little...
We have some pork and Taiwanese food.
We're gonna have a little potluck thing: roast pork, rice.
And what's the donation? How much is the donation?
Donation is whatever you want to bring.
And bring more than $10, you JOOs.
It's Sunday. It's good food. Bring a couple of dollars. It's cheaper than going out to eat. Guaranteed.
What else does the family need besides cash?
It's gonna be from 1 to 6, and we're all gonna be there hanging out, trying to raise some money. And,
awesome.
And you get to meet the fine host of this show.
Life a little bit easier for one day if we can.
Maybe we could actually set up the mics there
and do a show.
From the event.
Yeah, we can.
That's kind of like Casey Kasem shit,
I know, dude.
Rick D's in the morning. Rick D's.
I mean, unless my movie starts shooting, I'm going to be there. So let's just say, unless you see me tweet something different, we'll bring the mics out and we'll do some shit. We'll do something at least.
We'll finally get Kathy on the mic.
So, that's good. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
And so, if you hear this and you come on out, you too could be on the show. You can meet all these fucking assholes, except for maybe John. John might not be there unless he really wants to.
Sunday, let's see. I'm gonna go bring some Muslims.
Do it.
Assalamu alaikum, motherfucker. No, you know what?
As long as I get the pat down before they come in, I'm good.
That's right. No, we can't be like that. This is America, the land of the free and the home of the fucking brave. What's up?
Why we can be like that. So how did you enjoy your first episode?
It was nice. It was very sitting next to you on this couch, getting a handy. It was pleasing. Thank you.
It is very hard to juggle the phone, the notes, the computer, the mic, and your micro penis.
That's why they call you Octopussy.
It's like a penis-enhanced Cirque du Soleil up in here.
Oh, my goodness.
Everybody,
my goodness.
Make sure you check us out online at jbidwell.com. We do have a brand new store page.
Oh, it's bitching. I'm buying the panties.
You're buying the panties.
Go to the store. It's rad. It's cool. And if you can't find anything there, Google Full Blown, watch my 3-second scene where I'm a gangster, and eat a dick.
There you go. The panties, they say, you should get them right here.
And the coffee cup, I was touched.
They say, I've been touched emotionally.
Emotionally, yeah.
I've been touched emotionally by Hard to Swallow with JJ Bidwell.
Usually it says by my uncle.
And the
but-
jacket October.
By my crazy uncle.
Finally, someone can say, Jay touched me, and I don't got to go to jail for it.
And we haven't heard a peep from her.
You won't.
¿Por qué? That means why in Spanish. ¿Por qué? This Mexican guy's going, ¿por qué? ¿Por qué? And I'm going, butter.
¿Por qué and beans?
¿Por qué? ¿Por qué?
We're also available on Stitcher, iTunes, Facebook.com/peonpods, tweet at BidwellFog, email BidwellFog@yahoo.com, because there's no fucking reason not to get a hold of us, because we're fucking everywhere. Of course, go show some love. We're on 2 other networks, musingsofageek.com and couchpotatonation.com. Quick congrats to my buddy David Diaz for landing a role in the new Superman Batman flick.
Yay.
You did it, bro. You did it, bro.
What's his role? Is he in the crowd?
He said something about a cop, so I don't know how much I'm allowed to say.
We'll talk about that next time.
We'll see.
My cutout scenes that I took a girl to a premiere and wasn't in the fucking movie. So fuck you, directors, for not picking me for Strangeland, you
We're going to have
cocksuckers.
to ask you to calm down.
My Riddler's in the car, so...
Don't turn us off just yet. Stick around after the end music, because we're going to have a quick chat, a little bonus interview with filmmaker Chris Demaci about his new film, The Silent E. Thanks, everybody. Go fuck something. So, everybody, we got Christopher Demaci on the line. What's happening, brother, man?
Hey, I'm just happy to be here with you.
So I understand that you have a film coming out on the 24th of July.
Yes, that is correct. The Silent E.
The Silent E, it's called.
Yes.
And are you the writer and director of this film, or are you just in the film?
Unfortunately, I'm everything. And I say unfortunately because I've been working my butt off these last few months promoting and getting everything in line, and took a lot of energy animating. But I did have actors do the voices for me, so that's the good news. I had a really talented cast that I was very happy with, and so yeah, I basically made this animated movie full length.
No shit. So usually when E's involved, it's not silent, from my understanding. So what's the basis for the film? Where'd you come up with the idea?
Actually, the guy who plays Square Root of -1, Kurt Clendenin, he and I were talking on the phone.
Square Root of -1 is one of the characters?
Yes. Of course, he has a fraternal twin eye, but nobody gets that joke, so I don't know.
You're a real nerd, aren't you?
I am, yes. I was a math geek in high school, but somehow letters made it in. So anyway, so this letter E, he doesn't talk. He lost his parents. They were abducted in the Times New Roman Empire, and the evil Ariel race is trying to come in and standardize all the fonts and make everybody sans serif.
What are the troubles with making an animated film? Obviously, you're not attached to a studio, so this has got to be a lot of fucking work.
I tell people kind of jokingly, but it is true. If I had, because I wasn't an animator. I'm not really an animator, but I did have an animator friend who kind of helped me out. And what I tell people is, if I was an animator, I would have never made this project because I would have known. And once you get about a third or halfway through, I was just like, you know what? I can't let this go now. I really loved the idea, and I'm very passionate about the story, and I really just wanted it to be told. But I started pedaling the bike, and once I got toward the halfway up the hill, I was like, you know what? I have to keep going.
Did you tell me it was 3 years you've been working on this?
Yeah, now it's been 3.5 years, but it took me about 3 years to make, and it was really intense actually, because there were several months when I was rendering, especially, where literally I'd wake up in the middle of the night and set up new shots and click render and come home from work during lunch and do that again. And it was just like 24/7, just spitting out data.
How else are you spending your free time out there in Los Angeles?
Well, now I've sort of come back full circle a little bit and have a little bit of a life. And actually, I kind of give you the bicycle metaphor. I've actually been bicycling a lot, which is one of my loves. I used to do it when I was a teenager, and I've sort of gotten back into it. And so I do that. I kind of go dancing a little bit, so I try to like do other things. Especially the other thing I will warn you, if there's any future animators out there, is actually I felt like I was getting really out of shape. And actually there was a point where I was sitting so much in front of a computer, I actually started to feel like heart palpitations and like, literally like.
It happens with podcasting too, let me tell you.
I was like, this is not good. So that's I think another reason for the dancing and the bicycling coming back. I was like, I just got it. When I was done, I was like, I got to do something physical.
The minute you find a passion project that makes you sit in front of a television or a computer, you're fucked.
Yes.
Did you say you were doing comedy too?
I am doing comedy. Yeah, actually, when you called, I was just doing some research in some of the classics and some George Carlin and now like Louis C.K. and Seinfeld. Some of those guys. I've been really been getting into that, and actually I've kind of had some success in it. I'm part of a group now that I'm actually a sketch comedy director now for this group called Special Little Angels, and it's things are really high. I used to be funny, and then I went to this acting school and got all dramatic, and I literally like I couldn't do comedy anymore. So I'm trying to get back to that.
And you're in the group with the show's very good friend Gabby Terry.
Yes, that's the group. Actually, I have a rehearsal with them later today.
We love her.
She's amazing. Yeah, she's very inspiring too, because she's one of these people that's very motivated and focused.
Her story is very interesting. I always love talking to her about her past.
Yes. Yeah, probably like the Hungarian, like the communism and all the stuff she had to deal with. And yeah, I don't know her that well, but I've heard some stories, and she's very impressive.
So what's this premiere going to entail?
The premiere is actually again, you won't go because you're in another state, but people that
I'll be there in spirit, bro.
People that go will get to meet Square Root of -1, who's the friend I was talking about earlier. And he and I have some ideas we've been bouncing off of each other. Basically, I want to make it an experience. Like, I don't ever see myself doing another animated movie, at least not by myself. And so I really want to go all out. And I'm like, I've been not only just like PR telling everybody, but I want to have like special things that happen at the event that kind of maybe seem like they're not planned, but are, like little fun things and like red carpet interviews and get the audience members involved. And
you're not gonna have like vibrators on the seats or something, are you? I don't.
You know what? Anything's up for grabs at this point.
Oh God.
No pun intended.
Yeah, no shit.
So in addition to the stuff that's going to happen in the theater, where I'll do a little intro, maybe crack a few jokes, have a Q&A after, but then also like I said, just little fun things that are happening on the street. One of the things actually I've been doing to promote, which is really fun, is I've been staging protests on the street against the aerial race. So like, there's actually a YouTube video. You could probably search for the Silene and Demaci, and you'll find it. And there's one of me at Venice Beach where I had like the speaker and the microphone, and I'm like, where do you think Times New Roman as a theme font went? Why is it not in Microsoft Word anymore? It's the aerial race. They're trying to standardize your fonts. And like, people are so funny because like there's of course different reactions. And this is one clip of this woman on the video. Like, she just is looking at me like, is this guy for real?
They're used to crazy fuckers on Venice Beach, though, from my understanding.
Oh yes, definitely. But the thing is, the way I do it is I don't look crazy. I'm taking it very seriously, so people don't know. They're like, maybe he need like this. There's something legit here. It's hard for them to tell.
So how long before someone in Michigan gets to see this film? Are you gonna have a home video release or a digital release?
Well, what I would like to do is actually one of the things I'm doing for the premiere is I'm sending postcards to distributors and making some phone calls. So my goal is to have a distributor, pick it up and distribute it in, either in theaters or video or, of course I don't want to jump across any bridges before that I come to it, but that's kind of the thinking.
You got any other future projects lined up? Obviously not animated, you say?
Yeah, I have a couple projects. Actually, I have a movie that I shot a trailer for that I can't say too much about it yet, but I'm talking to a production company about that now. And so that's in the works. And then, just really more stand-up dates. And I really want to get good at that, because like I said, I found a home in sketch comedy. And actually, I was doing quite well in this group, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. But I never really got into the stand-up world. And it's such a difficult thing to do. And, I really want to get good at that. Actually, we have a couple of pretty exciting shows coming up. We still do our Monday show. It's the last Monday of the month at the Unurban Cafe in Santa Monica.
Unurban Cafe, that's right.
Yeah, Unurban Cafe. And then we have 2 big shows that are going to happen in Hollywood at this place called Inside Jokes, which is actually, I don't know if you know about the Man Chinese Theater, the famous theater in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah, I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, so they have this little, like, six-screen satellite location near there. And we're going to be in they have a screen too, like a movie screen, but they use it also as a comedy club. And we're going to be there for 2 shows, one in October, one in November. And I believe that's the first or second Tuesday of the month. I think it's the first Tuesday of the month.
You got a lot of shit on your plate, bro.
Oh man, you don't know the half of it. It's funny because when I used to be a dancer, like professional dancer, and I did very unique shows.
Dancer for money. Do what you want me to do. Sorry.
So one of my favorite lines from the MC after I was done performing, he goes, everybody's cheering or whatever. He's like, man, that guy's got way too much time on his hands. Because I just fill up my day with everything creative possible.
Are you from Los Angeles originally then, or no?
Well, you probably don't know where Fontana is, but it's basically, so there's 2 kinds of Italian immigrants.
Is that company that makes the fruit-flavored beverages?
No, that's Fanta.
Oh, my bad. Yep, I'm out.
But close. So anyway, the Italians came in 2 waves. There were the gangsters that went to New York and Miami, and there were the peace-loving Italians that went to Ohio that no one ever hears of. And then from there they went to Fontana. So that's kind of how my family ended up there. And it's about 70 miles inland.
All right, man. You at Twitter? Anything you want to?
You know what? I've only managed to squeak out 1 tweet in my life.
That sounds very dirty. Please don't say that again.
But it is, I guess, what is it, at? Is that what they say, at C. Demaci?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so at C. Demaci, C, and then my last name is Demaci, D as in David, E, capital M as in Mary, A-C-I. And then also there's Demaci.com, which is my website. And I'm really easy to find because Demaci is actually kind of a unique name. So if you put in Christopher Demaci, you'll find all my stuff.
That's what you said for Skype. I was like, wow, he really is the only one on here.
Yeah, you're just gonna find me, which is, I guess scary when I become super famous. It'll be hard for me to hide, but.
Brother, man, anybody in the Los Angeles area, make sure you hit him up and find out more about the premiere on July 24th. Check out his website, find him on the Twitter. Sir, please don't ever say squeak out a tweet again, but I appreciate you talking to me. Have a wonderful day, sir.
Good to talk to you.
All right, man. Bye.
Bye-bye.
You are now leading the world of Musings of a Geek Podcast Network. Stay geeky, my friends.